Um, Hello, and welcome to the first official video. Today, we're gonna be doing the basic history of World War One. So, let's get into it. Um, Now, a little bit of background. Europe in 1914 was quite, at each other's necks. It was split into like three major factions. You had the Triple Entente and the Triple Alliance, more commonly known as the Central Powers. In the Triple Entente, you had the United Kingdom, France, and Russia, and in the Central Powers, you had Germany, Austria, and technically Italy. They switched sides later. Um, there hasn't been a major war in Europe since 1915 when Napoleon was defeated. So everybody was itching to get each other's throats. So then in on June 28th, 1914, in Sarajevo, the heir of Austria-Hungary was shot by a Serbian nationalist alongside his wife. He was killed, and this caused Austria to go to war with Serbia to get revenge. However, Russia, being the protector of Slavs, declared war on Austria to protect Serbia. So as a response, Germany got involved to help Austria with Russia, which got France involved. But Germany stole some land from France back in 1971 when it was still Russia. Um, so yeah, all of Europe's now at war. Um, but luckily, Germany has a super cool plan to quickly win the war, because they think Russia is big and clumsy, so it will take forever for them to mobilize. So Germany thought they would quickly blitz through France via Belgium and quickly take Paris, then turn around, take out Russia, baba bing, baba boom, German victory, we're all eating schnitzel. However, the Belgians, they fought much more bravely than they thought, and then the British got involved, then Russia actually got ready in time. So that entire plan just kind of failed. Um, the, it failed so hard that nobody could really get a major advantage. So it got bogged down into major trench warfare, which was absolutely horrible, with rats and mud, disease. It was absolutely awful. Um, so this stalemate continued, and many commanders did say this would all be over by Christmas, but it was not over by Christmas. Eventually, the British, being inspired by the Germans singing Christmas carols, in particular Silent Night, the next day on Christmas, they decided to have a mild truce and play some footy and stuff. Anyways, by late 1914, the Ottomans, which is now Turkey, joined the war. So the British hoped a decisive naval invasion in Gallipoli could make them surrender by threatening Constantinople and cutting off sea access. But the Ottomans managed to fight back quite fiercely. So eventually, the British, alongside the Australian and New Zealand allies, decided to retreat. Well, fun fact, this was all organised by Winston Churchill. You'll hear a lot more of them in World War Two. So this is sort of like a prequel MCU. Yeah, so on May 7th, 1915, the RMS Lusitania was sailing off Southern Ireland when a German U-boat torpedoed it and sank it, killing 1,198 people, including 128 Americans. This sinking caused American opinion of Germany to change rapidly against Germany, um, and America got a more Entente Pro approach. Um, to try and break the stalemate of the trenches, both sides tried new tactics, that being artillery, gas, and machine guns, chemical warfare. Um, right, it was all quite horrendous stuff. Um, the Germans tried to assault the French city of Verdun, but the French bitterly tried to resist. French General Frémaux to be stated that they shall not pass. Um, this has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. Anyway, the British run to help relieving the forces of Verdun. Started their own bloody battle at the near the Somme. It was the bloodiest battle, not just in the war, but up to that point in human history, with over 57,470 casualties just on the first day alone. Trains were first used in the Italian-Ottoman War of 1911, but they saw wider use during World War One. At first, they were mostly used for recon, but eventually, by mid-1916, they were equipped with machine guns and engaged in dogfights and even bombings. And the most famous part of the war was the German Red Baron, which was eventually shot down in a dogfight. And the British, during the Somme, also invented tanks. They're being named tanks because, as a disguise, they were put in boxes with the label water tanks. So there's one fact for you in the pub quiz. The Germans quickly copied the design with their own tanks, but Germany did make a lot of them. Anyways, meanwhile, in Russia, the Russians were really, really sick of people like being at war, so they revolted, getting rid of Tsar Nick and replacing him with a provisional government. A few months later, the provisional government was overthrown by Vladimir Lenin and his Bolsheviks, aka the communists. Anyways, the communists promised land, food, and bread. Land, peace, and bread. Yeah, land, peace, and bread. Sorry. And eventually, a part of that being the peace, they decided to make peace with Germany, and by sacrificing all of this land, it was quite quite harsh on Russia. Eventually, Russia would gain back this land when Germany was, but this does cause even more chaos for the upcoming Russian Civil War. But that deserves its own video at some point in the future, so we're moving on. After Russian surrender, Germany was in quite a good spot to actually win the war, but they sent a telegram to Mexico because Germany was scared of America in case they intervened, so they wanted Mexico to distract America with their own war. But this telegram got intercepted by the Brits, and the Brits showed it to the Americans, which got the Americans involved. Germany, realising they screwed up quite hard, wants one vast all-out offensive against France and hopes to take Paris, but with the fresh Americans coming in with their shotguns, Germany decisively lost. And with Germany's allies quickly surrendering as well, Germany decided to surrender on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Germany surrendered, and there's supposed to be an image here. Don't know where it's gone, but the Entente during the Treaty of Versailles gave very harsh terms to Germany, like paying for all damages, no air force or subs, only a 100,000 man army, and accept full responsibility for the war. Needless to say, the German population was absolutely furious at this and started to grow resentment. A stab in the back myth came out about like Jews and like other nonsense making them lose the war, and this caused a lot of Germans to go to very extreme lengths to bring back former pride of Germany. Although I'll say that sequels are usually best in the original. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching, and go and give me a sub. Yeah, boss. Yeah. Tell me what you want to see. I'll probably do a World War II video next, but I don't know. I'll see what you want to do. Anyways, thanks for watching. Goodbye.